this week here, what we want to do is kind of take a look at something that a lot of folks are looking for, and we walk into the aisle to get us a ladder, and it's just overwhelming with all the models, all the different kinds, the lengths, the heights, the types. We go from type 1A to type 1 to type 2 to type 3. They got weight ratings on them, and you see all that is a little bit overwhelming, and you really don't know what to get. Why not have just one 8-foot ladder, one 10-foot ladder, one 12-foot ladder? Well, there's specific reasons, and we want to go over that with you a little bit. But we do have a product that I wanted to get you to take a look at, is these newer ones. If you remember, the old step ladders for the house were really narrow and rickety, so now we have these ones that's got wide steps, and it used to say, don't step on the top step, not a step. Well, they're heavy duty. You're able to go up and down them a lot more stable and a lot better for homeowners. Folks, your average person, 5 foot 6 inches. This is going to give you a reach of about 7 foot. The way that you want to measure your ladder is what your maximum reach is. You're going to be about a foot or two over that to what the ladder is. So when we're on a 6-foot ladder, we're going to reach 8 foot. When we're on an 8-foot ladder, we're going to reach 10. Now, as we go into the ladders, if you look here, what we have is we've got an aluminum and a fiberglass. If you see, both of those are the 250-pound Type 1 heavy-duty rating. That's just a choice of whether you want aluminum or fiberglass. Personally, I like fiberglass. If it ever touches anything electric, it's not going to send the electricity through. But then we have this one here, which is an A1, and the rating is 300 pounds. Now, you may look at your step ladder and say, well, I weigh less than 250. But you got to think, what are you going to be carrying with you? Add that weight to it. Say you're shingling your shed and you need to carry the shingles up on top of your shed, pitch them up there. What's the shingle weight plus your weight, and you're stepping on this? We also have a full line of extension ladders, and one thing that they have is this is a ladder stabilizer, and it goes across your top rungs to base over windows. It gives it a little wider span so that if you get on one side or the other, it don't slide as much. They also have, I call them feet, they call them covers, goes over the end of it, so when you lean it on your house, if you've got siding instead of brick, it's not going to scratch it up. So you be sure you pick these up whenever you get your ladder. That way you won't be scratching up your siding, and it'll make you a little more stable when you're doing your work. And one that we're going to show you is this one right here in just a little bit. It's got the legs that adjust, as we see right here. If you're on a hill or on stairs, working inside, changing light bulbs, you just pull that leg up, you get it stabilized, get your ladder level, and if you can see in the picture here that you can adjust any kind of grade that you have. So that's what you want to look for when you're trying to get you a ladder and know what you're looking for. Okay, now we're getting into the time of the year when you got long, hot stretches of days. It's a perfect time to take care of probably, I would say, our second most used living space in our house, and that's our decks. What we want to do is take a look at how to get them prepared, get them sealed so that we don't end up with a lot of rotted wood and we don't end up replacing things that we don't need to replace. First and foremost, what we want to do, you want to clean it. If you take and get you a pressure washer or a good scrub brush. If you don't have a pressure washer, don't want to get into that. A good deck brush on a pole and some deck cleaner is going to get all the dirt, the residue, but most important, it's going to clean off any of the mildew that is there that keeps your deck from properly being sealed. Now, as we go into our sealers, there's basically 4 different types that you want to use and 4 different reasons to use it. The first that we have is our 3-year protection. It's basically just a clear sealant, and you want to put that only on new wood. New wood takes a clear sealant. Then we'll step over to kind of, I guess you call these two here, semi-transparent, and you can add a color to them. They're for slightly worn decks or decks that aren't quite as new, got a little bit of weathering on them, but you still want to keep that natural wood grain and that natural look coming through the stain that you're putting on. And then we have our 10-year protection, which is a solid color, and we're going to show you the colors that you can get each one of these in here in just a second. But this is for a total coverage. Say you got some old stain on there and you can't get it off, or some old color on there, you've painted it once. This is going to bring it all back to one natural color, and the colors that we have, you can really get close to natural wood to bring new life into that deck and to allow it to do it. Now, as you start to put your coats on, your first coat will probably, depending on the sun and the humidity, in about an hour or so be good for foot traffic. I'd give it 24 hours before I started having any heavy traffic or any kind of parties on it. And as we put all of our stain on, you're going to look at your wood, and if it's soaking in, that's good. That's what we want, because it's going into all them wood grains and sealing it. So we'll wait a little while, and we're going to put another coat on until it kind of sets on top. Now when you see it, if it comes a rain, you're going to see water is going to be puddled all over the deck, and it's just going to look clean and bright, and you'll have you a deck that'll last your lifetime. You got to take care of it if you don't want to be replacing wooden boards.
Thank you for watching Your Kentuckiana Home. Join us next week for another episode of Your Kentuckiana Home, brought to you by Window World.
I'm with Betty Irvin with Mies Tile and Marble. Betty, how long have you been a designer here?
18 years tomorrow.
So that says a lot about Mies Tile and Marble that you've been here so long.
Yes, it's a family business, and there's a lot to be said about family businesses.
Well, so being here so long as a designer, you've seen a lot of things come and go. What's popular this year?
One thing that's really popular are the Wood Looks porcelains. They look exactly like wood, but they perform better than wood. You don't have to worry about water. You don't have to worry about large dogs and their claws, which seem to scratch the wood, and they'll never fade.
And one of the other popular items that you were telling me about is the ceramic.
Yes, this arabesque design here is very popular. It's showing up in natural stone. It's showing up in ceramic. It seems to be what everybody's asking for.
And so what would you pair this with?
We could pair this with any of our granites. This could also be used as a border or an accent. It doesn't have to be the entire wall. And also, this is a multiple color thing, so you would normally just use one of these colors or two of these colors.
What type of, you offer many different types of granite in it.
Yes, we do. We offer granite, marble, and quartz. One advantage that we have, if it is a stock item, you only pay for what you take home. You're not buying the large slabs like you do at most places.
What else do you have for us here?
Well, the whites are always going to be popular, the subways, the bevels, and just putting a little accent strip in them can just make an amazing difference. We also have some, this is silver travertine and the ledger stones. These stacked stones with the rough edge are extremely popular.
Thank you so much for your time today, Betty. We really appreciate it. If you're interested in getting some stone or some tile for your bathroom or kitchen, be sure to give Mies Tile and Marble a call with the contact information on your screen.